the power of the dark side.
Welcome everybody to the finest and the strongest mono black deck for standard best of one. After a short discussion with Chris Botelio, he's from Magic Pro League, we had a small discussion on Twitter because his opinion was that Path of Peril will make mono black much more impactful against its weakest matchups, and this is I think Celestia enchantments that currently also have a really high win rate. I thought I need to try this out, I need to get it into the best of one ladder and try how it will perform there. And the performance of this deck is unbelievable. With this version of deck, I'm currently 5-0 in the meta because I was adjusting lands and stuff like this. You will see it in the mid gameplay. I changed one underdog to an additional land, so we altogether run 26 lands now because I found myself sometimes to lack my curve, especially turn 4 and turn 5, even though I run before 25 lands. But the addition of Path of Peril gives us a possibility to win so many matchups much more effectively than mono black could do it before, because before Wedding Announcement, Kikis and all the token productions were a really big downside towards mono black decks. With Path of Peril, we can without sacrificing anything destroy these matchups or these decks. Because not only our most impactful creatures like Graveyard Trespasser are staying alive and can swing and gain us life or drain our opponent, but also it opens up our play for Lily, because if we take out the most tokens and only non-token creature stays alive, Lily can suddenly be again effective with her sacrifice spell. So if opponent is forced and sacrificing his last creature, it's much more impactful on the board. Another sweet addition I did myself, and I played this version before without Path of Peril but with one copy of Gix instead of all 4 copies of Invoke Despair. Gix is a very impactful card in a lot of different situations, and this is what I'm looking for in best of one, to have an answer for almost any situation. So if we play against Giant Reanimation, Gix can help us out to reanimate our opponent's targets, that you're gonna see something very fun in the gameplay part. Also it gives us the flexibility. If we need another Invoke Despair against mono black matchups, it comes down to who has more Invoke Despairs. With our second chapter of the saga, we can take Invoke Despair or maybe a missing piece that we need to finish out the game. Also another addition that I made myself is with March of Sorrow. One off only, but this card often gives you the possibility also against mono black, if you don't have a target for your cut downs and then we run 3 off, effectively hitting the opponent's Sheoldred, then we can easily excel the cut downs in the cost of March of Sorrow to being much more powerful and gain us more life, but also kill the Sheoldred even in the same turn or on our own upkeep. Soul Transfer I run only 2 off, and I know some people want to have 3 or 4 off. Trust me, it's better to run with 2 off, because at first we need to meet the requirements for this card to be the most impactful on the board, so we need an enchantment and an artifact, and our enchantment and artifacts are our Meathook and our Bankbusters, of course, so we want to meet the requirements. And then Sorcery Speed turn 3 is not the best thing you can do. The Soul Transfer is good in a top deck scenario, or if you really need an answer for something that is unkillable, let's say, like the Edgar in Ores of matchups. Otherwise, we don't really need 3 or 4 of them. So guys, chill, play just 2, trust me, it's much better in this way. And for the mana base, you see, I added only the dual lands. If you have 4 pain lands, I would even consider maybe go with 4 pain lands, but I never had an issue here with this one to even cleave our Path of Peril to maybe sweep the board or reset the board state. With this being said, guys, let's try play something very highly competitive, and let's go check out the gameplay and if we can reach Mythic today. It's time, my friends. It's time to join the dark side. It's time to reach Mythic with almost mono black. And here we go, second. Good hand to go second, to be honest. Have some possibilities, have some options here against Rooks or Rooks or Rooks or Rooks. Hopeful initiate mono white aggro, huh? Mono white aggro most likely. This will be okay. I think Underdog will take out a little bit. Yeah, it's a mono white aggro deck. Let's see if my opponent has Antonio that can tax the Path of Peril. Otherwise, next turn my opponent will see a Path of Peril. Bottle Qatar. Sure. Not a biggie. This is not a biggie, my friend. Because we joined the dark side, and this is why it's here. this is why it's here. Next turn, Lily will take care of Qatar. Adeline is problematic, but nothing we could not deal with. To prevent... Sure. You can go. And this one I can play for 2, so I can kill Brutal Qatar, double block Adeline, if I need to. We're gonna see. Let's see what my opponent has for 5. If my opponent has something for 5. If he attacks all in, then most likely he has Wandering Emperor. Then in this case I will block the Brutal Qatar, he will play the Wandering Emperor, give him first strike, but before he applies the first strike I will march it. And then in this case my opponent goes for 4, and we have 2 creatures back, okay? This is, I think, even better, huh? Yeah, I think this is even better. Okay. Pass. Block here. For 2. Exile Lily. Hit the adversary. It's good. Let's go with Sorin. I think Sorin is here the better play. Another Path of Peril definitely very, very helpful. Gonna stay back, of course. Now every time Adeline attacks, the token that is forced to attack will gain me more life. This will be good. And we're gonna see. Okay, turns to night now, bro. Mono white down. 4 more to go, so let's see if we're gonna reach Mythic. I'm certainly that we're gonna reach Mythic with this deck. The master of mono black, THC, or THC is a drug for hallucinating that is also containing in weed, but not in CPD. Some CPD oil contains also THC. Okay, do res me, my friend, do res me. This is a mono black, anti-black. A very interesting approach, but we're gonna see how my opponent can perform here. Underdog, okay. We're gonna play the Bankbuster. Let's see if we have a turn 3 play. Okay. Land, sure. Let's keep it like this. My opponent keeps on guessing what I have, right? But I'm sure my opponent has also Lily. So Bankbuster is here really helpful against Lily. 4 mana left. What is my opponent speculating on with 4 mana? He has a Grasp. It's okay. My opponent has a Grasp, so a removal for sure down. This is why he didn't want to play anything. I think he has also Lily in the hand, but Lily and 1 mana open will not be effective for him. So he thought, okay, I will save it. And this is what this mono black version does good, is to go these longer games. You can grind. Thanks to Invoke, of course, a lot of people run Invoke. You're this blood pervert. Blood 2 mana that whenever something dies, blah blah blah. This will be a 2, right? So let's do it again for 3, right? 1. Is it again? Just again. This is why we have 3 of them. No need to. You can pump the Wolf Sleeper, but we're still dead. He creates some blood tokens, but this is how it is. What I want to do is forcing my opponent to play Lilith and Placid, right, obviously. Then Sheoldred will go, because Sorin will get me more card advantages. And Invoke Despair will take care of Lily and draw me 2 additional cards, if my opponent doesn't have anything to follow up. But 5 mana, my opponent may be also sitting on Invoke Despair and hoping to hit me a little bit harder. There's also something, another duress, okay. So in this case I will take Sorin, because Sorin will draw me more cards than anything else. Invoke Despair, you are currently the beatdown, or my opponent is the beatdown, so my opponent should preferably take the Sorin away, because he gains me not only life. By the way, this Meathook is a killer for Underdog. This effectively makes it only 2 damage to me, and can be really annoying, really painful. Discards a land, so this card is a Grasp, huh? This gives me possibility to play like this, to minus him, and then just shield, because then Bankbuster will draw me an additional card next turn, or this turn and opponent's turn. Let's see if he sits on Invoke Despair. No, he doesn't. Okay. Cut down. And Underdog Blitz. Obviously. Good. Good answer so far from my opponent. Go after Sorin. This will give me life back. Still because of the Meathook. And we can go the long game. Don't worry. We can go the long game, my friend. Nice. Put a counter there. Good synergy with a lot of mana. Another land is good. No open mana left here. Now let's see, my opponent has a removal for Sheoldred or not. Sometimes I like to put an upkeep stop if my opponent plays something interesting, just in case they have some removal for my opponent, because a lot of people don't know about it. To stay fair, if they have a removal, they should not lose this to life. But you're gonna see me most likely doing it. Sure. Okay. So now we are equal with our Meathooks, but this is where I will, I think, take over the game. Oh, jeez, there's a lot of lands here. Turn. Okay, Lily is great. But first, before we go here after his hand, we're gonna go after his face. And here we go after his hand.
Let's make this quick. You won't be
Let's make this quick. Oh, Slipper is gone. He can blitz in the Underdog, obviously it will go after Lily, but it will buy me so much time that my Invoke Despair, sure. 0 card draws for you. 0 damage for me. Okay, and this is, I think, the nail, huh? This is the nail, my friend. Underdog can go. Don't forget that you can always screw it. Now we are the beatdown, we switch the game towards our possibility, and now my opponent needs to updeck something important that, let's say, don't let him die at least. He can't. This is a best representation why this deck performs so good. Even his mono black was built against my mono black. No other mono black run main phase duress. There is literally no reason for it. If you play best of 3, you sideboard duresses against another mono black deck to hit their Lilianas, to hit their planeswalkers, to hit the invokes. And if even if he hit my invokes and what did he discard it before? I think something else. The first duress discarded, I forgot already. Still even then, because of Bankbuster, because of buying time, where opponent needs to invest resources into dealing with my minor threats, this time and these resources gives me the possibility to turn around the game, to go in for much more impactful play than my opponent had. This is why I like this mono black version much more, and I consider this mono black version being the best mono black version that you can currently play in the current standard. So our next game, game number 3, I think, yeah, 3. Nephilium. We go first. Good hand to go first. Good hand. some card draw, some interaction, some early blockers, let's say. And my opponent is maybe on Esper. Usually Esper uses this leaves. It's like mind reading. What is my opponent doing here? What do you think about my lands, by the way? The sexy Nico lands. Nikolash Bolash. Path of Peril, again, only 2 copies of it, but we draw it really often. And it's a great inclusion, great possibility to deal with things like Sleeper, with a bunch of tokens from Wedding Announcement, Cheeky Bricky, or from Kiki. What else do we have there? Adeline, that is currently played a lot. Enchantments, that. And Enchantments, I think Enchantments is the biggest opponent of Mono Black. Biggest opponent. Like, there is no other thingy that is more impactful than Enchantments against Mono Black. Because as soon as Hollow Hounded is out, it's almost GG. But Path of Peril gives us this possibility to keep our things like Graveyard Trespasser on ready. Path of Peril for 2, all the tokens, everything from enchantment done, then attack and take out this Kami 2-mana dude. It's just so powerful. It's just so powerful. It's unbelievable. Bro, you should take yours, because you know I'm mono black. Good. Good. So let's see. My opponent has most likely his Lily in their standing, right? And this is where I want to call out the Lily so she can come in and kill my Graveyard Trespasser, but then if I top deck another land, I hope I will with 25 lands, you see the Lilies here, Invoke Despair will hit everything and give me a card also in replacement, so this is just super impactful play. This is why Invoke Despair is currently just the best card in current standard. Okay, we didn't top deck the land, but you can do it like this. We can crew you with you. Opponent has a how you call it?
Whatever. Luck favors the foolish.
Opponent has a cut down. A cut down most likely in the hand. Or he's Invoke Despair, but this is totally fine. Hits one of my, let's say, affordable creatures. I don't really need it. Can go for 3, exile my underdog, totally fine. I think we swing now the tides as soon as we top deck our... I'm talking too much. I should have blocked with underdog. Yeah, I should have blocked with underdog. I'm needed to block with underdog. It's perfect. Doesn't really matter. Just in case he has soul transfer to return Lily. Gonna stay back. I was speculating that I will draw a land to play my Graveyard Trespasser. If not, it will be really difficult for me. Most likely I will just play Meathook for 0. And this will be it. Sure, my friend. Exile it. No blocks. We can afford it. 4 mana left. Okay. And let's see what my opponent will give me now. 2 cards. Okay. Two, 4, 5. It's okay. Opponent's interaction. Let him pay first. He's paying, we're crewing. Why is he good gaming me? Ah, he has another invoke. He has another invoke. Okay. There is no escape from the another invoke. Yeah. Good game, good game. Unlucky, a little bit unlucky, I will say, that we didn't draw for 2 turns our 5th land with 25 lands. But it happens, it happens. This is why I was considering also maybe to run 26 lands, but I have sometimes games where I draw only lands. So there is maybe some healthier balance not ending, necessary, not ending. Something like a dual land or something in replacement that gives us the possibility to have 26 lands, but is still not a land, you know, like these double-sided cards. But let's go next. And here we are against Duty Crosses. And in the meantime, I added one more land because it was happening before too that I suddenly was stuck on 4 mana, where I lost some games because of it. I mean, against the mono black, I think the mistake was there with Underdog, but still, if I would have hit my lands, I would not have the problem playing Magic. This is why I think 26 lands is here more profitable, and this is definitely the way to go. And I think a lot of pro players run mono black with 26 lands, right? Just to hit the land smoothly, because if you curve out with mono black nicely, then you have a really good chance here. Not gonna use my countdown against Epicure, not worth it. I have Underdog for the next turn. And this looks like a Junt version. Junt version that is this recovering the lands with this land recover dude. So let's go. Here we have our 26 lands draw. Then the first 2 draws were both lands, but it's okay as long as we draw afterwards some powerful spells, it's all good. Yeah. This is where you come more handy than cut down. Could have also provoked a block from them, but cannot afford it. Better 3 damage than no damage. Because he would block it, I would kill it anyway, right? So, kill it up front is better. Turn 4, we're gonna see him. Blood Tide, sure. 2 blood tokens is not enough. We're gonna see if my opponent has another one. Oh, and here we are curving, huh? Here we are curving. I'm gonna play Sheoldred up front, because my opponent needs to know what's up. And be so nice to put an upkeep stop for him just in case he doesn't know it. And he draw maybe something. He draw maybe something to deal with my Sheoldred. Doesn't look like he has. Right, if he would have another thingy. I put the upkeep stop for my opponent, but he didn't took it. He didn't took it. So he don't has instant speed removal for my Sheoldred. Next turn, Cheeky and everything else is gone. And looks like my opponent suffering now from mana starvation. Still it's the most of it, because it's also an enchantment. This gives me more cards. It's good. Draw some cards, gain some life, drain some life, attack for 4. My opponent puts most likely his Epicure in the way. And feel safe with Soul Transfer, because even if the Titan will come in now, or somehow he will cheat it into the play, that is highly unlikely, I will be able to exile it. I will be able to exile it, and this is how the cookie rolls with 26 lands. Curved out perfectly. What you wanna more? No, what you wanna more? Mythic. We want Mythic. The Inkbot. Let's see against Inkbot if our mono black keeps on performing. Okay, this is a really good hand to be on the draw. So March, Grasp and Soul Transfers interaction, Trespasser and Sheoldred to keep away the pesky aggro. Let's go with Ores of Colors. Don't want to play anything on 1 currently. Opponent looks like enchantments, maybe. Maybe opponent is an enchantment deck. I would like to play off curve, but Talia brings me out of curve really hard. Okay. One for this, one for Talia, so I can go for 2. Soul Transfer can go. Hit the Torrents. Yup. Why I hit Torrents, if you ask me? Because I think he has maybe another Talia in the hand. And I can hold off Talia with my Trespasser. Taurus will give him more value next turn. He has another Torrents. Okay, Meathook. Meathook will be happy about it, but just the next turn, right? Just can play it for 1 for now. And we're gonna chill. We're gonna chill. Next turn, Meathook for 2 will be super painful for... Antonio, put it on Meathook. Everything else will be super dump, but Grasp will take care of Antonio. And then the following turn, sure, my Antonio, sure. Okay. Let's see how my opponent wants to block here. Something needs to die. Looks like everything needs to die. It's not a good block. This is not a good block. We killed Talia, right? Next. And the turn. Infernal Grasp is ready. Infernal Grasp is ready. The Celestia aggro here. I mean, it's cool attempt with Torrents. There is decent powerful deck with Torrents, but you need protection. You need safekeeping, like 5 of them. And then you can maybe hold up. Let's go next. 2 more games to go until Mythic. And we are ready against Aishebi. We go first, and this is actually a good hand to go first. Good hand. Especially if it's a slow opponent, it's a good hand. But if it's an aggro opponent, because we're going first, will not be such a biggie for us. So we can deal with it. Opponent does nothing. Counterspell. Make disappear. It's okay. This is how you are, okay. Let's draw a card. Let's see if we top deck something for 2. No, we don't. Becomes Knight. Are you Dimir Control? It's like a Dimir Control list, right? Looks like a Dimir Control. Pass. Could have attacked with Bankbuster, but in this case I wanna draw with the Bankbuster more than I want to attack. And hoarding some spells is always good. Okay, I'm not sure if this is a reliable way to get the advantage here, but okay. Okay. Bring him out. Bring him out, bring him out. Let's go for 2. Or for 3. Get back some card draw. Yeah, another land is good. We need more lands so we can fight Make Disappears. Chum, chum, chum. Tainted, sure. Reanimation? It's a reanimation. You're tapped out, my friend. One mana spell piercer. Fuck! I need to try it. No spell pierce for you. No spell pierces here. So let's see if my opponent can jabate it. He needs to jabate now the Jin. Otherwise, Invoke Despair. Okay. 2 mana left. So now he can maybe grasp it. Okay. But he understands, right, that Invoke Despair is now killing the Gix. I think he does. Think he does. Okay. Pass. Sheoldred. Should have drawn before. Five. I need to exile too much, but it's okay, no? For 5, I exile you and exile you. Don't need you currently. Negate it, okay. Sure. That's why Path of Peril is also good. And we go for additional 4 damage. We are popping here, huh? We are popping. We find good solutions for his threats. Next turn I have 2 underdogs that can blitz back. We're popping good. Meathook, sure. Both of them. And if he interacts with one of them, I can still crew the Bankbuster. How do you like it? We played around everything. We played around counter spells, we played around card draw, we played around removal, around Shredder, around reanimation. We took his own Gix. Like, what do you want more? One more game you want. You want Mythic, I know that. Let's go. So, our maybe Mythic games against Kairakuten. We go first. This is not a good hand to go first. This is a much better hand to go first. Why Soul Transfer, you ask? Because if you play something I want to cut down and then... Ah, Jesus. No, not... It's a Genie deck. Mono blue Genie. Syncope. Make disappear. Same shit. I'm sorry. Always the same. He's looking for Genie. I need to play around make disappear, so this means I need to have more cards. Here's the Genie. It's okay. I think I need to. Make disappear will hit it. Syncopate will not hit it. Oh no, make syncopate too. But negate will not hit it, and usually they run like 3 copies of negate. Okay. Good answer. Good answers, definitely. See if we can trick him somehow. Ah, scheiße. Let's see, maybe it's gonna work. Yes! 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 Ah, fucking mono black or mono blue. Mono... Yeah, both. Both are fucking decks. Both. Jesus. Oh, I was sure he has something there, but I think it was like negate or something. I wish to see his hand now. I wish to know what he has. Ooh. Because I still had Invoke Despair open. Oh boy. This is how we reach Mythic, and I think this deck deserves it. This deck is the best version of Mono Black that I ever encountered or played myself, and I think the loss that I had was my mistake, right? You remember the loss when I didn't block with Underdog the Graveyard Trespasser, and because of it I lost 7 life. Because on the following turn I could not block because I needed to X and blah blah blah, and my opponent just invoked Despair me double. I think I could have won this game too. And especially after we changed to 26 lands, so smooth, so smooth. I think this is the best example. What can one land do for you? What did I took out for this land? I forgot what I took out for the land. I will check it back. I will check it back, and you will hear it in the intro definitely. But yeah, this is how we reach Mythic. Now I'm gonna make some other decks that you're gonna be enjoying in Mythic from now on. And yeah, let's see if we can reach there something in Mythic, or it will be more like a jankier versions or funnier versions. But I definitely have some really good performing decks where I'm still experimenting with, and I wanna show them definitely to you. One of them is Domain Insect Bugs Tribal that is pretty good. It performs now 3-0. But all in this diamond area. But we're gonna see how it's gonna perform in the Mythic later. Otherwise, guys, yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. This deck, as I already said, it's one of the best decks. The obvious question, should you craft it or not? Definitely yes. Every single card is here worth it. Will they run something more or less? No, I will not run more Invokes, I will not run more Gix, but I think Gix and Invoke has a good balance between each other, because if we need more Invokes, we can get it with Gix. If we need to reanimate something from our opponent, we have Gix. That's why I think the spot for Gix is definitely deserved to be cutted by one of Invoke Despairs. And the rest, super smooth. You saw it in the gameplay, you saw it in the play pattern, you saw it in the how we approach different matchups. And this mono blue matchup, I'm super surprised with 4 cards in the hand, having nothing there to being able to interact with. But I think we played everything right. We played everything correct, and this gave us the chance to win this matchup. Yeah, on this spot, guys, I hope you enjoyed, I hope you like it, and I hope to see you in the next one. Ciao.